Hey chess kids, National Master James Canty III here, and today we're covering 3 opening traps that you can use today in your own games. Now the first one, we're going to look at the Damiamo trap, or the Damiamo defense actually, and it goes like this. After e4, black plays e5 and knight f3, pretty standard stuff. And then after knight f3, there's f6 here. Very weird move, but you actually will see it. It does defend the e5 pawn, but this is a very bad way to defend the e5 pawn. Now you have many moves here. You have d4, you have knight c3, you have bishop c4. These are all good development moves, but actually the best move here is knight takes e5. What a move. Sacrificing a knight in the middle. Like, we haven't even developed pieces. How does this work? Well, let's see. After f takes e5, I want you to look around the whole board here and tell me what white's move is going to be in this position. Here it is. If you said queen h5 check, you are 100% correct. Great job here, hitting the king and also attacking the pawn at the same time. You have 2 moves, g6 and king e7. Let's look at both. If g6, we have queen takes e5, double attack on the king and the rook here. So queen e7 might be a move, and thank you for the rook here. And now we're just completely losing as black. This knight is hanging, the pawn could be hanging in many cases. After queen takes e4, we can play bishop e2, knight c3 and castles, and this knight's still hanging and black has a lot to deal with. So that's a pretty rough situation there to be in if g6 happens. Now, the other move is king e7, saying, hey, I'm up a piece. I'm not going to give you that rook. I know you can grab both of the pawns, but I'm just going to move my king around and I'm going to be okay. But actually, black is not okay. After queen takes e5 check, king f7, which is the only move here. You have to remember chess is a team game, so just moving our queen so many times is not going to get us pretty far or anywhere. Now, bishop c4 is the best move here, just checking the king. And of course, if king g6, there's many mate threats, starting with queen to f5 check. So black plays d5, very smart way to try to avoid checkmates, because now we actually expose the square and the queen can't actually go here when the king goes to g6. After bishop takes d5, the king has to move and go to g6. But again, black's like satisfied, like, yep, I did it. I took away that square. Now there should be no mate. And white says, not yet. It's not over yet. h4, h5 is the intention. And if king h6, we have this bishop that is ready to get in the game after a move like d4. So what does black play? Black plays h6 and says, I need to tuck my king. I have to find a way to get safe. And after h6 here, guys, there's a very, very nice move here. Very unexpected as well. Could you find the move? Here it is. Here it is. Bishop takes b7. Whoa, wasn't even looking at that move. How does this even work? What is going on here? Well, first off, the rook is hanging. We have sacrificed yet another piece here. And the intention here is that we're trying to divert the bishop and distract the bishop away from the f5 square, which is mate. Now, if bishop takes b7, then there's queen f5 mate. Ouch. And this is how you face the Damiamo defense. Now let's move on to the Petrov defense, something that most people play, or it is not that hard of an opening to play. And people actually play this opening. Here's what it looks like. Fabiano is actually a big fan of it as well. And it's an offbeat opening in a way. Kind of looks weird. Maybe you've faced it, maybe you've not. But let's take a look at it. e4, e5, knight f3, and then knight f6, guys. If you take a look at this here, they're copying our moves. This is kind of weird. Why are they copying us? And if you don't know how to play against this opening, you definitely want to know how, of course. And there's many things that can happen in situations. d4, bishop c4, knight takes e5. All these moves can happen here, but this could definitely throw you off if you're not prepared for it. So after knight f6, we have knight takes e5 anyway. And we're going to say, hey, if you're going to copy us, he's going to copy us and keep it going. So knight takes e4, but he can't copy this next move without losing some material. Queen e2, if you go queen e7, then I'm just going to take your knight. And if you take mine, I'm going to take your queen. So queen e2, and he says, I can't copy you anymore. Okay, I'm going to go back home. Knight f6, terrible move actually. Can you find a move that ends the game actually on the spot? Not checkmate, but you will be winning some big material. Here it is, guys. If you said knight takes f7, that's actually wrong. Ouch. It looks great, but it's not the move. King takes f7, and now you're stuck with nothing anymore. My queen's on e2, and it doesn't look good. Knight g6, that's pretty cool. Get some material. Nice. But when you find a good move, look for a better one. Knight c6, check. Ouch. And there's a discovery on the queen and the king here. Nice. Queen e7 and knight takes e7. Thank you very much. And we're just up a queen here, or up in exchange. We're just up. We have a queen and black does not, and it's not fun. Now after queen e2, he says, okay, that one doesn't work. Cool, we'll go the other way. But that doesn't change much. Knight c6, thank you very much. Same thing is going to happen here. And this is a trap that is in the Petrov defense, an opening that you can play against with the white pieces. So now the last one we're going to look at, guys, here is the Scotch Gambit. The Scotch Gambit trap, which is pretty fun here. Many traps in the Scotch Gambit. e4, e5, knight f3, pretty standard stuff. And after knight c6, we see d4. Going for a Scotch game or a Scotch Gambit, and this was a favorite of Garry Kasparov's back in the day. And after d4, there's e takes d4. And instead of just capturing back, we could play another move, bishop c4. We're gambiting a pawn. And remember, of course, from your chess kid videos, the gambit is for rapid development. After bishop to c4, I'm going to attack f7 in hopes that black is not careful. So let's see what happens. Bishop to b4 check. Black is still up one pawn here. And he says, I'm going to check you and try to disrupt your flow and see what you're going to do. But we're actually going to play c3. Now, instead of taking our pawn back, we actually just sacrifice yet a second pawn. But we're going to get that back, so we're still only down one pawn. And black says, hey, I'm up a pawn. I'm going to just go back home. We have two squares, maybe three here. Bishop a5, but this one and this one are the ones that are played the most. If bishop to c5, we have a super cool move here, stopping his king from ever castling. Now, if we try queen d5, wow, double attack. Ouch, queen e7 doesn't work. Nice defense, defending everything. So we actually have to reverse the move order here, which will be bishop takes f7, followed by queen to d5, and now there's a nice double attack here. And we're going to pick up the bishop right back with the king not castling at all. So here's another move, bishop to e7, which is a terrible looking move. I mean, it looks cool, right? I mean, but it's just a really bad move. The bishop goes to e7, feels safe, we're doing fine, but actually watch this move here. Queen to d5, the game is already over. Wow, what a move. Actually, queen d5 hitting f7, which is checkmate. You only have a few ways, of course. d6, queen takes f7, king d7, and bishop e6 is checkmate. Ouch. And the other way to defend it will be knight to h6, defending the f7 pawn, but that's only temporary. We do have this bishop on the other side of the board that's still helping in this attack. Thank you so much. Bishop takes h6, and you have two moves, of course, castling. You have rook f8, so maybe three moves. But pawn takes h6, and that's just self-explanatory. Thank you. Checkmate. And the other ones will be castle. So now we defend the f7 pawn, and after that's defended, well, we're just going to grab our material and go back home. So now we're just up a free piece here. This is going to be simple. Our plan is just to trade off the pieces and be up a piece in the end. So these are three traps and tricks that you can use today in your openings, guys. I hope you enjoyed today's video. I'm National Master James Canty III, and I'll see you guys on the next video.